Hello Whovians and welcome to WhoTube Gallifrey 02. In this video I will be discussing why Stephen Moffat has killed Doctor Who and how Chris Chibnall can save Doctor Who. So yes, Stephen Moffat took over as showrunner back in 2010 from Russell T Davies. And yes, people were very upset about this as Russell T Davies was a brilliant showrunner. So yes, Series 5 of Doctor Who came along, and yes, it was a bit more complicated than Series 4, but not massively complicated. So yes, Stephen Moffat was like, yeah, the viewers have got used to complicated storylines, so your next series we can make it a bit more complicated. But that didn't work. People thought Doctor Who was now too complicated. As he went too far, he made Doctor Who too complicated. In Series 6 of Doctor Who, loads of Whovians thought it was complicated. I didn't know what was going on in a lot of Series 6. And yeah, Series 6 it had a few good stories, but most of it was just a complicated mess. So yeah, the complicatedness of Doctor Who put a lot of viewers off for Series 7 of Doctor Who, as they were like, Doctor Who's too complicated. And yeah, the damage had been done to the Doctor Who viewership, as people thought it was too complicated and they didn't want to go back to the show as they couldn't follow it. So yeah, that got rid of quite a few Doctor Who fans. So Series 7 of Doctor Who. Stephen Moffat thought it was too complicated in Series 6. This series we're just going to do individual stories per episode. Which, you know, is a good idea. People can come and go every episode if they wanted, they don't have to watch the whole series. But that didn't work either, as they were on the same budget as Series 6, meaning they had to get new sets, new costumes and a new cast for all the different stories. There were no two-parters, which meant the effects went downhill, which also put off some Doctor Who fans as they thought it was really cheesy, the graphics were really bad, and they're not going back to that show as it's unrealistic nowadays. So yeah, that lost some more Doctor Who viewers. The 50th anniversary of Doctor Who and the Christmas special, The Time of the Doctor, did save the Doctor Who fandom from crumbling. If the 50th anniversary special Doctor Who didn't exist, I don't know if Doctor Who would still be going today, as those two Doctor Who stories really did save Doctor Who from crumbling, as it brought back a lot of viewers who thought Doctor Who was too complicated, as they just wanted to see the 50th anniversary special of the show, as it is a landmark TV moment. So yeah, that brought back some Doctor Who viewers. Then we come to Series 8 of Doctor Who, and Series 8 of Doctor Who was brilliant. I really liked Series 8 of Doctor Who. Loads of people liked Series 8, apart from a few people who thought Peter Capaldi's Doctor was too dark. So yeah, Stephen Moffat was like, okay, we'll make the Doctor more silly, we'll make him a bit more like Matt Smith's Doctor. And this personality change of the Doctor did put off a lot of Doctor Who fans, as they were like, people don't change personality in real life, why should they change it in a TV show? This TV show is unrealistic, I'm no longer watching it, it's got silly. So yeah, that got rid of a load of Doctor Who viewers. So yeah, the viewers in Series 9 really did go downhill. And yeah, the damage was done. No one really wanted to go back to Doctor Who. So yeah, in Series 10 of Doctor Who, Stephen Moffat decided to make the Doctor darker again. But a sudden personality change again of the Doctor put people off again. So yeah, that's why the viewing figures in Series 10 were so low, as the Doctor had suddenly changed again. So yeah, the viewing figures in Series 10 of Doctor Who really did go downhill. Dramatically, really dramatically. Compared to Series 2 of Doctor Who, the average viewing figures were half of what they were in Series 2, which is really bad of Doctor Who, as, you know, the viewing figures just suddenly went downhill. And yeah, Stephen Moffat had killed Doctor Who, basically. Series 10, it was a brilliant series, but people didn't want to give it a chance, as Stephen Moffat did mess it up in the past. So yeah, once you've put off some fans, they don't come back. You know, you can make the show good again, but it takes a long time to bring back all the viewing people. So yeah, how can Chris Chibnall, save Doctor Who? So yes, Doctor Who is getting talked about loads, as they are introducing the first Doctor who is female. And yes, loads of people are going to watch the first episode, as they just want to see this new female Doctor. So if Chris Chibnall makes the new Doctor good, people will stay on and watch it. But if she is bad, if he writes Doctor Who really bad, Doctor Who will die again. And yes, I don't know if there's any going back. You know, he can make the next Doctor male, but then people will call Chris Chibnall sexist for making the Doctor male. So yeah, you can't win. You can't win. Either way, whichever gender you make the Doctor, people will complain either way. People complain that the Doctor was female, now people are complaining that the Doctor is male. That's what will be the principle if the next Doctor does not work, as they will probably go back to making a male Doctor, as a female Doctor didn't work. So yeah, Chris Chibnall really does need to deliver in Series 11 Doctor Who, make Doctor Who great again, Chris Chibnall, and yet also the merchandise of Doctor Who has gone downhill as well, as the viewers went down, less merchandise was produced, and merchandise keeps the viewers hooked in the spare time in between the series. And as the merchandise started disappearing, less Doctor Who figures, we didn't even get a Nardole figure this series. Back in Series 5 of Doctor Who, we got a Professor Bracewell figure, a character who no one really knows anymore. And yeah, now there's less merchandise, which means in the meantime of Doctor Who between the series, people are less hooked, which means people just leave the show. So yeah, it's a side effect of Stephen Moffat making the show too complicated. Doctor Who Adventures, that's sadly ending. And yeah, Experience is closing as well. So yeah, very upsetting that Stephen Moffat has pretty much killed Doctor Who, and we need Chris Chibnall to save Doctor Who. Make Doctor Who great again, and make Doctor Who watchable for all again.